Hello there, YouTube community. My name is Brendan, Beta Row, and today we got a kind of an old video. This is back in December or so. Found this on my hard drive, and the reason I picked it is that it's not really that great of a gameplay, but that's kind of my point. This video, as you can tell by the title, is talking about a little bit of an issue that's come up in the community recently about the idea of the chopper gunners and the gunships and anything that's up in the air that can be shot down being underpowered. And as this video will show, it does not start off as a great match. I was not having a good night, and by the way, I'm running with a few friends in here, two other guys that you'll know from the channel, Metal God and Captain Leo, and then another one of our friends, Dynamite Jones. So yeah, but wasn't having that great of a night, and as you can see by the start of this match, I wasn't really doing well. I think I started off 4-3. I'll pop the scoreboard at some point, but I think it's 4-3. And spoiler, the final score ends up being 29-3, which isn't that great of a score. I mean, obviously you would take almost a 10.0 whenever you can, but I mean, as far as YouTube standards go, it's not that great of a score. But it kind of lends itself to what I want to talk about today, is this whole notion that everything that you put up in the air is underpowered. And my response to that is, it's as underpowered as you make it. Basically, if you feel like your air support is always going to be underpowered, don't run it until you know it's going to do well. For example, I mean, my normal kill streaks in any game I go into, I'll usually have it set at UAV, counter UAV, and then a low lethal, something like mortar or attack helicopter or something. And the reason for that is, I mean, we call them lethal and non-lethal kill streaks, but that's not really fair, because when you think about it, COD is such a mini-map, UAV dependent game that all of those quote-unquote non-lethal ends up being so much more worthwhile as far as getting kills goes than, say, napalm. I mean, I run napalm a lot, but I think my ratio is something like, for every one I call in, I'll get like 1.5 kills. Which, I mean, it's a free kill, but, I mean, when you think about UAV, if you have a UAV up the entire game, there's no question that you're going to do better. And that's half the problem that's come up in the community, and that gets me back to my main point here. Basically, know what's going on in your match, first of all. If you see a lot like right there, I killed a level 8 kid just starting the game. He doesn't have the ability to shoot down anything yet. I mean, he might have a law class. I think one of the default classes actually has a law on it, but, that's not going to take down a chopper gunner. So he doesn't have the ability, and the few guys on the other team were in a couple matches before this with us, and all of our UAVs were staying up. All of our counter UAVs were staying up. So I'm not someone that usually runs chopper gunner. Like I said at the beginning here, I usually run UAV, counter UAV, and, Blackbird, or a low lethal kill streak, mortars, something like that. I love the Valkyries. But I don't usually run chopper gunner. But when I'm in a lobby where I see, hey, there's no SAM turrets being put up, they're not shooting down our spy planes, they're not doing anything to take anything out of the air, that's when I'm going to go and put on a chopper gunner. So it kind of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, is if you always have chopper gunner or gunship on, and then you're wondering why it always gets shot down, it's because you're not kind of paying attention to the lobby that you're in. And of course, I mean, you can come into a new lobby, and yeah, that's going to piss you off if it gets shot down instantly and you weren't expecting it. But I can't really get the bitching if you don't pay attention to what's going on, because that's not the game's fault. That's not a balance issue. And actually, Woody's Gamertag on Twitter brought up a good point that I think he said one of his subs made, that because there's not any really great secondaries, I mean, there's fun secondaries, but, I mean, we got spoiled by Modern Warfare 2 and its shotgun secondaries and machine pistols. Because there's nothing like that, people run Strellas more often. That's a great point to bring up. Because the weapons are better balanced, you're seeing more people with Strellas or stuff that's going to take down the air support. So if anything, I think this is the better balanced game. But we got spoiled so much by Modern Warfare 2 that, you know, it kind of brought us back to where it should be, and that'll piss people off because they can't get those gigantic scores that they used to. Not calling anybody out or anything like that. All right, so yeah, final score 29-3, and yeah, see you guys.